Hi everyone, I'm Christina and I'm back again with Clive and Audrey today. And today we are going to do some yoga, arts, and crafts. So you're going to need a few supplies for today's activity. We are going to be making some mala bracelets. So these are little meditation bracelets that you can wear anytime, and you take them and it's just like, this is called a mala necklace. And how you would use this is you sit with it and you use your thumb, you put it over all of your fingers, you use your thumb one bead at a time to pull the beads towards you. So just like when we do our meditation practice in our yoga videos where we do our fingers, you want to do that with us guys real quick? So let's put our yoga glasses on. And we're going to bring our hands down, and as we touch each of our fingers with our thumb, we're going to say, let's get ready and go, peace begins with me. A little quieter. Peace begins with me. Peace begins with me. Peace begins with me. Now in our heads. Good job. So, same thing, but with your beads. So instead of touching your finger, you just move the beads through your hand with your thumb one at a time. So a traditional mala necklace is going to have 108 beads, and that's a lot. So we're gonna make a miniature version and we're gonna do a mala bracelet, okay? So what you can do is, depending on the size of your wrist, is we picked out 18 beads, because 18 times 6 equals 108. So you can do 12, because 12 times 9 equals 108. So you can ask a grown-up to help you figure out the number of beads that is going to be a multiple of 108. And so we're gonna need that many beads plus 1. So however many, like I said, we're doing 18, so I'm gonna go with that number. So we all have 18 beads that are kind of round. So I'll hold this a little closer so you can see the type of bead that I'm using there. And Clive and Audrey both have different kinds of round beads. This one's kind of a ball shape. Clive has a couple different ones, but they all kind of have that round edge so that it's nice and smooth on your thumb when you're trying to go through them and you don't get stuck up on anything. Then your last bead is going to be the bead that tells you you've done 18 and now you're starting back over. So just like on my necklace, I have one special little bead that sticks out here on the end with some dangly stuff. That way I know I've gone all the way around with my mantra. That's what we say when we say peace begins with me. It's a mantra, and it's just something you say over and over that's nice and relaxing so that you can meditate and not get distracted by all your other thoughts. Like in our class when we talk about our monkey minds, right? Ooh, ah, ah. Okay, so for today's activity, like I said, you're gonna need your beads. So like we are doing 18 beads plus 1. You're gonna need some tape. Scotch tape is fine, any kind of tape really. You're gonna need a pair of scissors. You're gonna need a grown-up to help you with cutting and using sharp things. So you guys already have one of those handy, right? And then you're gonna need some string. So I recommend using some stretchy string. That way it's easy to slip on and off your wrist. You don't have to worry about tying a special clasp or anything like that on there. You can just put it on and off. So I'm gonna show you how we're gonna do that right now. So Audrey, will you stick your wrist out like this for me? Perfect. So you can also have a grown-up help you because it's kind of hard to measure your own string. So you're just gonna take your string around, and you don't want it to be a perfect tight little circle because then we won't have any extra to tie a knot, right? And you don't want it to be just a little bit extra because for me, that's really hard to tie a knot if you barely have any extra string. So go around, and then I would say leave a good extra 1.5 to 2 inches, parents, on each side. So I'm just looping around, bringing the end all the way up, and then I'm gonna snip. Alrighty, so Audrey, can you hold on to your string for me? Perfect. Clive, your turn. Can you stick your wrist out? Right. So same thing, we're gonna go around and find the tight spot and then pull it up, make it even. We're about, it's at about 1.5 to 2 inches up. measure and then cut right there. All right, now we're all done with our scissors. And if you have extra string, you can set that off to the side. Now we're gonna use our tape. So this is what I like to do when I am making any jewelry, because I don't know if you've experienced this, but you're almost done with your beautiful necklace or your bracelet and then all your beads fall off the end. Has it ever happened to you?
A lot.
A lot? Well, I'm gonna show you a trick today. So what you do is you take the end of your string here, you put a little piece of tape on it, and then I just like to tape that down on my surface that I'm using. So we are using these handy dandy little craft trays with an edge or a lip that comes up in case we do spill some of our beads. Hopefully they land on the tray and then they don't go everywhere. Because again, you might lose one under the furniture and never see it again. And that would be sad if you picked out something really pretty for your necklace or your bracelet. So we want to make sure we have a container. We also have our beads inside of little bowls, you might notice. So this is a way for us to keep our beads separate once we've picked them out. And we can see them all there, keep them organized. So I think we're ready to go, right? Now, if you at home have not already picked out your beads, you can pause the video right now and go do that, and then come meet us back here when you're done. And in the meantime, I'm gonna tape Clive's. And so when you're taping, also just make sure, this might sound obvious, but make sure you're taping it so the string comes towards you. So like this, it's like a little tail pointing right at you.
So that you can put them on easier.
Exactly.
All the way down.
They just fall all the way down, you got it. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put our special bead on first, okay? So you can see I have, you can see one of these little hearts. Audrey's doing a star for hers, so she's gonna also put like the pointy end on first, so that's gonna point away. Clive has a nifty little banana. Show them your banana, Clive. Yep, so Clive, you can just slide that on there any way you want. So really, this extra bead is just, like I said, to separate the other ones that feel kind of the same, so you know I've done one rotation, okay? So now we can start putting all of our other beads on, one at a time. But something I want you guys to do, and I want you at home to do this too, is as you make your bracelet, put love into it. Each bead that you put on, I want you to put an intention in. So you can think, and maybe it's something a good thought you want to think to yourself. You can say, I love myself. I will be kind. I will be calm. I will think nice things about my friends and family. I approve of myself. I can do hard things. So you can think of your own, anything. But I want them to be good, happy, thoughtful intentions. So let's start making our bracelets now. And as you guys do that, I'm probably going to talk a little more about what we're doing and what we would do for meditation and stuff like that, okay? So this type of activity that we're doing right now, this is called a mindfulness activity. And you might have heard the word mindfulness used before. Mindful, maybe your parents have said it, be mindful. But what does that even mean, right? What does it mean to be mindful? So to be mindful is similar to being thoughtful. And again, what does that mean? Well, being thoughtful is just that, thinking before you act, thinking while you act. So when you're doing something, you're focusing on what you're doing. You're not thinking about anything else. We're just doing our beads. Another time, it's really good to be mindful when you're eating your food. You make sure you chew everything really well. You actually taste it, enjoy it. I know sometimes, especially when things taste good, you almost eat it too fast to even notice how it tastes. Have you ever done that before? Yeah. Like with chocolate. I do that with chocolate
I
sometimes.
do it with mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese, yeah. What about you at home? Is there something maybe you like to eat so much that when you get it, you've been so excited for it that you eat it so quickly and then you finish and you're like, oh man, wish that lasted longer.
Yeah, cotton candy.
Cotton candy, probably, yeah. Like at the fair.
Treats.
Mm-hmm.
Just in general.
Just treats, yeah. Yeah, so those are the things we want to take our time with and enjoy. I like making jewelry like this. But sometimes you get so caught. Coloring is another time to be mindful. Make sure you stay in the lines. And then when you finish, you can look at what a beautiful job you did. If you're having trouble thinking of something to say when you put your beads on in your mind, you can always say, peace begins with me. That's a good intention. It's a good thought to have, right? Well, I believe that whenever we, meaning people, make something or create something, whether it's food, we make a dish, or jewelry, or furniture, anything, we put our energy into it. We put love into it, or hopefully we put love into it. But if you're not feeling loving and kind, you could put bad energy into something. So that's why it's good to be mindful. You know, something I noticed is food especially. Something as simple as a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I don't know why, but when I was little, when my dad would make my peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, it always tasted better. And I think it's because of the love. When someone you love makes your food for you, something about it just tastes a little bit better. They took their time and they thought about the person that they were making it for. Oh, we lost a bead. Can you find it?
No, I see it.
Good. And these things happen. No reason to get upset about it. We just stop for a moment and focus so that we can get our bead and it doesn't keep running away from us, right? And come back to what we were doing. Just like if you were meditating and you were trying to focus and suddenly your thoughts started drifting away, just like that bead. You just go get it and bring it right back. Doesn't have to be hard. So, I think Audrey and Clive are almost done. We just have a couple beads left. So, if you at home are not quite done yet, you can pause the video here in a second before we tie them together so you can catch up and then hit play whenever you're ready. String get a little frayed. Okay, Audrey ran into a little problem on her string where it started splitting and getting all frayed at the end. If that happens to you, you can just ask your grown-up for help and have them take their scissors and just cut a little bit of the tip of the string off. No worries. All right, so now,
Okay, I'm ready.
you're ready?
Can you cut this off? Because I think it'll be easier to tie it.
I think you're right. I will do that for you. There we go. Okay. So set that to the side. Set our poles off to the side. So now we are going to get ready to tie our string. So if you're doing this yourself, you can, or parents, if you're helping now, or if you think you need some help from a parent for tying, go get them. And then Audrey, I'm gonna do, or here, you can hold that in for me. Okay, so what you're gonna do is just start to peel up your tape, and it should stick to the string. Yeah, okay, perfect. So your string will come with it. Okay, so let me have both ends now. And here's what we're gonna do is we are just going to fold that tape over onto itself, pinch it together so it sticks to each other. There we go. Okay, so we are doing like that, and then with the other pieces of string down here, we have plenty of tails on both ends to be able to tie it together. You want to, tie where the beads are kind of touching, but do leave a little bit of extra space. you know, if their wrist needs it, that way it's not too tight and cutting off circulation like a brand new hair tie would. And so I'm just gonna do a triple knot on here, just a regular old overhand knot. I'm not a fisherman or a climber, so I do not have a lot of knot knowledge.
I messed up a little.
Uh-oh. All right, so we are all done with Audrey. So then what you can do if you have some extra tail length here on the ends after you've tied all your knots is just clip those off. Set that off to the side, and Audrey can put her bracelet on. How's it fit?
Good.
Perfect. All right, now we're gonna do Clive's. So Clive already picked up his tape here, so we're just gonna fold that over. That's fine. And then let me see your hand there, buddy. Yeah, see, he has a little bit of a bigger wrist, and his beads were a little smaller too. So the size of your beads will matter because the width is going to determine, you know, how loose or tight it'll be around your wrist. So I'm gonna tie his a little bit looser than I did Audrey's, so he'll have a little extra string showing, but that's okay. Also, parents, if you have a little trouble with this, you know, it not going too tight, you can always have your kiddo put it on their wrist and then tie it while it's on their wrist, so you can determine, you know, how loose or tight you want it to be. And kind of pulling from both directions helps to snug it up. Depending on the type of string you're using, it might not grab as easily. And so I'm just going to do a third knot through here just to be safe that it's holding good. Yep. And then I'm going to cut those ends off, and hopefully that will fit Mr. Clive just fine. And be snug. Okay. Try that on. How's it feel?
Good.
Good. All right, and now I'm going to do mine. And so really I just, you know, for mine my tape jumped off of my string, but I'm going to put it back on while I tie it. And the main reason I'm doing that is just to avoid all of the beads running off the end. Because nothing is worse than being finished with your beautiful project and having to start all over again, right? Right, Clive?
Mm-hmm. It's happened to me a lot.
Yeah. So here we go, just tying our 3. Are you using your bracelet over there? Is that what I hear you doing?
I was doing it so. I did one full row.
Good job.
Now, 5 more to go.
All right, and there we go. Now let's put our wrists out so everyone can see and show off our jewelry. And so then here's what we're gonna do is you start with your extra bead on, here we go. So I have a heart, so I'm gonna say, and Audrey has a star. So I'm gonna start with my heart on this side of my fingers. So on the palm of your hand, facing you. And then you're gonna use your thumb and pull one at a time the beads towards you. And you can do them one at a time, so you can go peace begins with me.
Or you can do like one bead and then like a full.
Exactly. You want to do that so everyone can see? So hold it up here so they can see your hand when you do it. Yeah. And then just say it.
Peace begins with.
Exactly.
Peace.
But yeah, and you can hold it right here close to your heart, or you in your hand on your lap, on your knee when you sit and meditate. Or if you're laying down in Shavasana for your secret garden, maybe you have it in your hand. Sometimes the times that I think it's really nice to have the bracelet with you is if you're riding in the car. And sometimes the car can make people a little anxious, or you start wondering, am I there yet? Am I there yet? Am I there yet? And you start to get just, worked up and anxious and nervous about what's going on and when is the next thing going to come. And so a good thing to do is to focus on your breath and on your beads and on your mantra. Peace begins with me. You can make another mantra too, like, I love myself. I am strong. I am smart. I can do hard things. That's one of my favorites, because hard things are hard, right? And sometimes we need a little reminder. Say a lot. Sometimes we need a little reminder that we are capable. All right. Anything else you guys want to add? No?
I want to say that the reason Clive, when he did one, he said 5 more was because he had 18 on there. So 18 times 6 equals 108. So
Exactly.
You do it 108 times.
So yeah, so like I was saying, traditionally a mala will have 108 beads. So if you want to do your mantra 108 times, you have to do this 6 times, which isn't so bad, right?
No.
6 is not as bad as 108.
Mm-mm.
So there you go. Now, if you liked this, please like and subscribe the video, share it with your friends and family, and we are going to be back doing some more yoga arts and crafts, and then once we do all of our arts and crafts projects, we're going to put it all together for something really special. So stay tuned for our upcoming videos. Bye-bye!
Bye.